What I loved about her is the way she made me feel. She just always, you know, from calling me Uncle William and just telling me my boys were great and my daughter, and just always encouraging me and telling me I'm such a great husband to her baby sister. And she just always made me feel warm and important and special. She had a way of making you feel like you were the only person around when she was talking to you. And you'd be in a room full of people and she'd come up and pull me aside and just start telling me something. And again, just really made me feel good about myself. And I appreciate that about her, that she was an encourager and willing to show that love.
Her superpower was making each person feel like they were the most important person in the world. And that is what I will remember about her.
She was the most loving person I've ever met. And I know that sounds pretty basic, and you know, everyone would say that about their mom, but I just really have never felt more loved by anyone in my entire life. She never missed an opportunity to tell me she loved me. She asked me if she could tell me she loved me even. She would, you know, come up to me in the middle of the afternoon and say, "Have I told you how much I love you yet today?" Just any opportunity she could take. She chose to show how deeply she loved both me and my sister and my dad, and you know, just everyone around us, really.
My mom was the strongest person that I know. I learned everything from her: how to change a tire, how to do anything around the house. She was a go-getter. She just did it all. And I don't know, I took it for granted, feeling confidence and self-worth. I didn't realize that a lot of people don't get that from their mothers or their parents, because she just did such a good job of instilling it in us from the beginning. She loved me so much that I didn't realize that it's special to feel loved, you know? She did such a good job.
As many people spoke earlier today at her memorial service, and they talked about how she really makes each individual feel so special. My particular instance of that is I was the ring bearer in their wedding, and that was our connection. That was the one thing that she would always remind me of, and you know, hey, there's my little ring bearer, and just to be that one, to have that special place, to know that that she thought of me in that unique way, always made me feel really special. So I appreciate that about her. And then also what a lot of people talked about today is just the fearlessness, the spark. I so much appreciated that about her all growing up.
I'm Chelsea. I'm Tante Gaylene's niece. We were driving from Bakersfield to Santa Barbara, and she had just gotten Roxy. Just as a puppy, we were leaving Tante Joy's house, and Carter was bawling. He was so sad that she was taking one of his puppies, and Tante Gaylene was so excited. And as we're driving to Santa Barbara, we're coming into Fillmore, where the speed limit goes from like 60 to like 35, and we get pulled over. So we're in the car, the cop is on my side of the window, and I was super nervous. Rolls down the window, the cop goes, "Yeah, I noticed you were speeding." Tante Gaylene just starts chatting him up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm driving with my niece into town, we're doing, you know, she's coming back, she goes to Westmont," she just like charms him like she normally does. And so she sees that his name badge says Van or Vander something. She looks at him and she goes, I see your last name, are you Dutch?" He's like, yeah, I'm Dutch." She just goes, "You ain't Dutch, you ain't much." And she did not get a ticket. And as we're driving away, the cop leaves, as we're driving away, I'm just sitting there like my heart is pounding. I had no idea what just happened. I was like so afraid, and she had no problem, just totally fearless, just getting pulled over with a cop. And as we're driving away, she just goes, "Oh, I guess I actually could have told him also that my speedometer is broken."
And very bold and very straightforward on many occasions. And so I will miss her tremendously.
Carl's Jr. had this very, very, very provocative ad and it was some young lady washing a car, eating a burger with hardly anything on. I think it actually was Paris Hilton doing it. And your mom's friend worked for Carl's Jr. And she was very upset about the fact that they even let this thing go on TV. So every time your mom's friend, every time your mom would see her friend, she would remind her, it's kind of like, your husband hasn't done anything about this highly provocative ad that keeps showing on TV. And the interesting part was where I didn't know all of this. All I know is we went to Shoreline Park, 300 feet from where we were today, and Gaylene went, your mom or your wife went up and went to talk to this lady, and she stuck her hand out like this. Stop. I don't want to hear it. And I asked Gaylene, what was that all about? And she said, well, her husband works for Carl's Jr. and they won't take those ads off the air, so I just tell her every time I see her that she's not doing her job, or she's not, she needs to take care of that.
She talked. She loved to talk. Loved to talk. And whenever she called, I'd have to look and see, do I have 30 minutes to spend on this phone call? Because if I didn't, I couldn't take the call. And I called her back. She was just so proud. She was just so proud of her girls. Loved, loved, loved Roxy.
There's a weird dog in the bushes. Hello.
You just popping your booty through the bushes?
Uh-huh.
She told me she used to ski with Roxy in a baby pack in front of her, which I thought she was crazy, but always hindsight looking back, it was great. It was great. I'd say, come down and give me a hug, and she would bend down, and her 6 foot, and me 5 foot. And she just loved me. And it's hard to lose somebody who loves you. It's one less person in the world that loves you. And she did so selfishly. And I will miss her. That's all.
The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing when the evening comes. Oh, bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy.
Gaylene was my sister. We laughed together, cried together, celebrated victories and struggled through trials. We did everything that sisters do.
She would outshine me. Like, when I was around my friends, I would go to do something bold and daring, and she would do something twice as cool. She always dragged us out camping, and she had everything. She had everything to make us feel comfortable, everything. If there was an accident, her first aid kit was like twice as big as everyone else's. And with all my friends in elementary school and junior high and all of that, she was their mom too. I just had a friend come up to me today at the memorial telling me that my mom was the first other adult other than her mom that made her feel truly loved. She used to go up to her and stroke her hair. It just blows my mind. She was a mom to everyone. She showed love to people that she barely knew. I'm really gonna have to learn how to do that.
I have so many memories of Gaylene from when I was a kid, and I think especially when I was really little before she had kids of her own. And so many people have shared this already, but just her overflowing love and affection for people is what really sticks out to me. When we were little, I remember her like kissing our cheeks and saying how yummy and delicious we were, and I thought it was a little weird when I was a kid. But it also was so endearing and made me feel special. And then I remember when I became a mother and I had my own kids, I specifically remember a moment where I looked at my child and I said, "This child is so amazing and so beautiful, and I just want to kiss them and hug them." And I had this flashback of Gaylene, and I wasn't even her child, I was her niece, but she gave me that feeling of being the most special kid in the world. And her love and affection and attention is what I want to carry with me as I mother my own children and as I think about the people in my life who mean so much to me. Yeah, somebody said this at the service today, but it's so true. Her superpower was making each person feel like they were the most important person in the world. And that is what I will remember about her.
One time I was lost, downtown LA, couldn't find where I was going. I was lost, couldn't figure out which way to go. It was probably 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. I called Gaylene. She got on her computer. This is like 15 years ago, before you had iMaps on your computer, on your phone all the time. And she just told me exactly which way to go. She stayed on the phone with me until I got all the way. I was actually coming here to Santa Barbara. So she stayed on the phone with me the entire way. And we talked about stupid stuff and just whatever. We did that a lot. We would call and talk on the phone and have it playing in the background while we were doing other things. And I talked to her from Costco. I would talk to her from my house. I would just be talking to her about whatever. I still want to call her. I still feel like she's gonna walk in and go, "What are you guys all sad about?" I love you, Gaylene. I wish you were here. It doesn't seem fair. I will be here for your girls, whatever they need. I love you.
She so loved my children and my grandchildren. Would constantly tell me how beautiful my girls were and bragged about her girls endlessly.
You probably know that Jenna was on her way to Mammoth, and the last time I saw her live was on a camera when she dropped off a mask for Jenna at her house at 8 o'clock in the morning, just so she could have it for her trip. So, and you probably know it, and Jenna's told you too. And one of the things she dropped off was one for Paw Patrol, that is Caleb's favorite little cartoon.
My Oma passed away a couple months ago, and I had this conversation with her where I was telling Tante Gaylene I had such a vivid memory of when I was little that Oma told me she wasn't afraid to die because she was so excited to meet Jesus, and I just thought that was so crazy. And as I was telling this story to Tante Gaylene, she just had the biggest, happiest smile on her face, and she said, I feel exactly the same way.
She has been such a great friend. I am so blessed, and I know that my life is better because of her.
When I just saw her, there was this bundle of joy that came out of me.
Thanks for hugging me even when I didn't want you to.
I'm very thankful for your friendship, and I'm really thankful that you're with the Lord.
I love you, Gaylene. Thank you for always loving me and always smothering me with kisses and always treating me like a daughter.
I will miss you, Gaylene. You live life to the fullest.
Loved our beautiful friend, Gaylene.
One of a kind.
Thank you, Gaylene, so much for how you've been part of our family and cared for each one of us.
I'm going to miss you, Gaylene, every single day.
Hi, all you Facebook friends. Here I am at the top of Chair 9, at the top of Ricochet Run. About to take this for you. Check out beautiful cornice up there. And somebody I don't know, hello. And here we go, are you ready? There's the whole band.
Strength is failing, the end draws near, and my time has come. Still my soul will sing your praise unending. 10,000 years and then forevermore. Oh, bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. We'll sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship your holy name. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship your holy name. I will worship your holy name. Worship your holy